We spent Labor Day weekend exploring and enjoying a new provincial park. This wasn't the park we originally had booked, but after another disappointing park last weekend and the thought of going to a park that didn't appear to be overly dog friendly, I felt the need to change my plans, and I am so happy I did. I got very lucky to find a spot, let alone a site with a view of the lake. We weren't right on the water, but being across from the boat launch gave us the illusion of a waterfront site, and since it was last minute on a long weekend, it was a win for sure. It was really quiet and peaceful despite being a long weekend and being a full park. We took our time getting there. We stopped in Deep River on the way up for a break. We walked along the river and enjoyed the views from the marina. This is a town we end up stopping at often as we drive along the Trans-Canada, as it's a great space to walk, boat, and it happens to be beautiful as well. It's hot today. We're reading 25 outside, which doesn't sound crazy hot, but when you're in a van and the sun's beating in, it's like an oven. And I don't have AC right now because it's not working. It stopped working basically, I guess, while I was in Newfoundland, because I came home and I didn't have AC in my car anymore. So right now the window's open, you can probably hear that, so that Beau can feel cool on his side. I do have the fan still going because it's at least getting air, and we have our little fan going. So right now, that's what's keeping us cool. Thank God it's going to drop in temperature tonight. Drastically, supposedly where we are, we should see like, I think, 10 overnight. So at least it will be nice to sleep in. And we're only 17 the next 2 days. So looking forward to that cooler fall weather. I am ready for fall. I do not do well in the heat, and I am done with this hot summer. So I am looking forward to some good fall weather. We got to the park late afternoon, got ourselves set up, and went straight to the dog beach. Martin has a pretty nice dog beach, and it's definitely Beau approved. It is in the far side of the park, but we were close enough on our site that we ended up there often. Since it was such a nice day, we jumped on the paddleboard as well and got out on the lake. It was a nice lake to paddle, and we were out there for a good hour. When I went to make dinner, I got a bit of a surprise in that, well, I forgot the chicken I had cooked for our Greek pitas. So I had to get creative and with the food that did make it into the dinner. Missing my cutting board, so just cleaned this and using that for tonight because I seem to be missing a lot of stuff lately. Luckily I'm hungry enough because this actually tastes pretty good. Peppers, onions fried in oil and lemon garlic seasoning, tossed with plain ramen and dairy-free feta. It wasn't the best meal I've ever cooked or eaten, but it's nowhere near the worst either. It would do and we would survive the weekend. I did the dishes and disposed of our dish and pasta water down the vault toilets, as that is what we're supposed to do. Can I get a good sight? And then we headed back to the dog beach for another play and to watch the sunset over the river. Before the sun was fully set, though, we took a walk to check out the logging village. I love walking through these historic places. We had the whole thing to ourselves, but as it was beginning to get dark, there was an air of creepiness that I began to feel. The next morning, we woke up to a much cooler day, but the view was still as wonderful. We took our time getting going, made coffee. Went down to the boat launch for some fetch and a swim. Well, both swim. Way too cold for me. He will swim in anything though. We eventually made our way over to the hiking trail and took the 4-kilometer walk around the transition trail and through the forest towards the Black Spruce Bog. It was a great way to spend the morning. Once back at our site, we set up our solar panels to charge the power station. This station is definitely not powerful enough to charge everything I need charged in a weekend, so I had to purchase these solar panels in hopes of stretching the available power. We had to find some sun, so we put the solar charger across the road because that's where the sun is. So we'll sit here keeping an eye on it. Right, Bo? We'll keep an eye on it. And hopefully we get at least 20% out of that for tonight. It works and charges the station, but it does take quite a bit of time, and if there's no direct sunlight, well, it doesn't work at all. we had to move it around the site a bunch to like catch the sun. While we waited for it to charge, we played in the water, sat and read, and ate lunch. And we finally have sun on our own site, so I can plug in the solar and leave the station in the van out of the sun because it doesn't like sun. So basically tonight I'm going to just make the pita sandwich things I was going to make just without the chicken. So total veggie sandwich. Best I could do tonight because I don't have the things to make the mashed potatoes, and although the ramen did work last night, it wasn't fantastic and I kind of need something a little bit more exciting tonight because I'm hungry. I'm really hungry. So I just made it into a sandwich because I couldn't get the pitas to steam and open. So it's just a pita or a veggie sandwich on pita with a feta. After a bit of rain and another make what you can dinner, we set out for a walk around the park and even back to the logging village before settling in for the night. I think I've been on too many ghost walks and tours and stuff like that because this place, we were here last night and it was just getting dark and we're by ourselves. Again tonight, by ourselves. It's only about 5 o'clock, 5:30 now, but it's got a creepy vibe to it. This whole little village has a bit of a creepy vibe to it, and I think it's because yeah, we've been on too many ghost tours. And who knows what happened here at one point in history. Because history is a scary enough story on its own. But yeah, my goodness. The most important thing about the men's camp is an outside toilet. Toilet paper was whatever you could get, newsprint boxes, books, and some of them took toilet paper with us. I don't know why this is just randomly at the end of a trail with nothing else. So I'm guessing toilet. This? They all just came to a ditch. And be careful what leaves you choose, that's for sure.
Sorry.
The next morning, we took our time before packing up and hitting the road. Looks all bright and nice, but it is freezing. It is 8 degrees this morning, but that will not stop this guy at all. We did have an almost 5-hour drive ahead, and we did want to make some stops on the way home, so we left about late morning. One of the main stops we took on the way home was Cobden. The Trans-Canada runs straight through this little town, and it's a great stopping point on road trips. Other than the regular amenities like gas and food, it also has a cute little park that makes traveling with a dog so much easier. There is a bathroom at the back of the visitor center, which is single rooms, so I can bring Bo in with me, and you can take a walk along the water or have a picnic at one of the tables. After stretching out, we got back on the road and made our way home. I am so glad we had such a wonderful weekend and great camping experience. It's been a rough season so far this year, and it's moments like these that remind me why I love camping so much.